Hey, y'all, guess what time it is? It's the Grawlix Saves the World time.
All right, the Grawlix Saves the World.
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grawlix saves the world. We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grawlix saves the world. We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grawlix saves the world.
Hello and welcome to the Grawlix Saves the World. New year, same sassy attitude. I'm Adam Caton Holland.
My name is Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orvidal.
And this is the Grawlix Saves the World. Congratulations, you found it. I know it was a hard search, but you found it. You landed on the best podcast, and welcome.
Yeah, if you're new to it and you don't know, this is a podcast where we better ourselves.
And maybe the world around us.
Yeah, maybe, by osmosis. Is that the word?
That is the word.
But yeah.
By osmosis, the world around us.
2 out of 3 Grawlix agrees. Gotta be right. Osmotically, we're improving the world with every episode. And today, we've got a challenge that I think a lot of listeners will find very relatable to their own lives.
We're sunning our perineums, finally.
How many times do we have to say we're not doing that?
And it's freezing outside.
But there's so much sun.
Stop.
Your perineum is the solar panel of your body. Everybody knows that.
Ben, take a knee. Andrew, how are you? Andrew, how you doing, bud?
I'm okay. Oh boy, I'm all right. It's 2022, new year, same me. I always say.
Well, we couldn't be happier to hear that, buddy. However, Ben and I have been talking. And this whole same you idea is something we disagree with.
We have a problem with it.
We've got some notes.
Yeah.
Ben and I have
You got
some
network notes
about
on me?
We have
Yes.
network notes on you.
Adam and I have wanted to talk to you for a little bit. We've been meeting, not a lot.
I know how sex works. Relax, Jesus.
Well, we're going to need you to prove it.
New challenge. Adam and I have been meeting, not a lot. I think, 2-3 times a week on our own, just to discuss our issues with you.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
COVID dependent. It's, as it flares up, we meet a little less, but we talk about you several times a week and our issues. And it all boils down to one thing, Ben, right?
Yeah, it does. It's your text etiquette. You're a terrible human being on the phone and
What?
through text. Yeah, I don't
What
know.
are you talking-
Adam, help me here.
Here's the thing. Listeners out there, they know that we're friends. They know that we communicate. We have a text thread that's us three and producer Ron. And mostly it's for the business of the pod. But Andrew will often just hijack a text thread for his own personal whatever the fuck that he throws at us
fuck
all
off.
the time.
This is insane to be blindsided with this.
Insane. Okay, first of all.
No,
Okay,
you
go
go
ahead.
first. No, you go first. No, you go
I
first.
said first of all, but you go ahead.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to sleep. My phone is buzzing like I'm getting like an Amber Alert and some sort of National Weather Service alert. I wake up to like 60 fucking texts from you guys before 9 a.m. You want to talk about text etiquette? That is insanity.
How adorable.
Insanity.
Adam, he thinks he gets up by 9 a.m.
No, you wake me up before 9 a.m. with these screeds. Screeds of texts. It's insane.
First of all, Andrew doesn't get up till 11 or noon.
Yeah, sorry, Dad.
Andrew's got a point. Andrew does have a point there. Me, Ben, and Ron, we rise at dawn because we're excited about the podcast versus phoning it in. So we do start texting pretty early about it. However, that is fair. Not everybody wakes up at the same time. I'm making notes because this is going to be a challenge for all of us, a text etiquette challenge. So I've written it down, and there's rule number 1, no pre-9 a.m.
So
texts.
9 a.m. is your cutoff.
9 a.m., go ahead. That's business hours for the world. I get it.
Here's another one. When Andrew sends a set of texts, this is, Adam, you've got your pen out. I'd like to add one to that.
Click.
Okay. Andrew, do you think it's possible to form one complete entire thought, rather than a stream of consciousness set of bubbles that honestly sometimes are individual words.
You know what? Sorry,
How-
my texting is like jazz, okay? Sometimes it's about the text that you don't get. Piece it together, baby.
Yeah.
No, I hear what Ben's putting down because it will be 1 sentence, 2 sentence, 3 sentence, 4 sentence,
Yeah.
5 sentence across. Like, write them all in one text, my friend. Gather the thoughts, and form a paragraph. Graph us with the text instead of fucking Jack Kerouac on Benzedrine just firing them off.
It is sometimes one word and then the next word. And then just in a series of chaotic and psychotic
That's probably
bubbles.
for effect. It's probably like I'm trying. I don't know
Cool.
what you're specifically referencing, but
Ben and I love your little chicken in the barnyard pecking for seed brain pattern. It's helped us a
well, I
lot
was really
of
curious
times.
where you were going with that.
Chicken in the barnyard pecking for some seed. You guys know the song.
Stumbled through the shit, but he came out with a very coherent.
Chicken in the
Yeah.
barnyard pecking for some seed. Chicken in the barnyard pecking for some seed.
I
That
love
song
that
is
song.
about neurodivergence, and now we know it. Now we know it.
No, I don't want to get in the way of your creativity or how your brain works because it has helped us and it makes all our projects better. However, just sending 15 thoughts in a row, I feel like the thoughts could be gathered.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, fine.
So number 2 rule. The challenge is writing itself. We've got no pre 9 a.m. texts, and we've got gather your thoughts before texting.
Unless it's an emergency, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in a
I'd
well. I fell down a well, but I have to wait till 9 a.m.
I know how seriously we take these challenges, and I don't want somebody down at the bottom of a well waiting until 9 a.m.
With the well exception. I'm writing an asterisk. Well exception.
I've got another one. For Andrew, maybe if we could limit it, I'd say 2 a week in the work thread text. To let's cut down on the number of photos of food.
What the fuck are you talking? Maybe once a week I send a photo of food. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree on this one, Ben. And I listen. You know, I love teaming up against Andrew with you, but I do enjoy Andrew's meals every now and again. I like.
And
it.
I'm trying to recommend stuff. I'm trying
just
to
saying it's
jeez.
getting into the work thread. Like
Oh, while we're talking about polluting the work thread, Benjamin, can we put a limit on stock memes that you inject in? Why don't you make your own meme? Jesus Christ. This
Ding, ding,
dude
ding, ding, ding,
with
ding.
the stock fucking memes.
Okay, so no
Okay,
memes
so-
and gifs. I can't.
Or at least in moderation, you know?
Moderate your memes. I'm writing it down.
Put in gifts because I am guilty. I think he's more referring to my use of gifts.
It is a gift.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have a GIF, my friend, and it's a problem.
I'll allow it.
Gifted and talented is the class that I was in gifted and talented. I apologize. I thought you guys thought they were quirky. I thought you thought they were fun because I was hitting you with some garbage gifts. But now I know that
Yeah, it's just it's moderation. It's just a little.
Well, listen, we're all going to get some on the list, and I it's funny because I don't have any problems with Andrew's food. I don't have any problems with Ben's gifts. I like to see where Ben goes in the internet sometimes because I know it's just a hint in the darker shit he keeps for himself, which is terrifying. But if we're just going to start, picking at each other, which I think we are, I was kind of looking up text etiquette articles.
Oh, what?
To sort of help this challenge. And this one isn't necessarily about text, but it's about cell phone approach, which is that don't bury your face in your phone when you're hanging out with someone. And Benny, you do that. You do that when
while we're recording the podcast.
we'll look down and you've got your face buried in your cell phone. And I mean, the disrespect that shows for me and Andrew in this project is galling. And I wonder how you've gotten this far in life doing that.
okay.
Wow. Wow.
I find I am losing my interest in you both. After this amount of time.
Too honest.
joke.
Okay. I mean, just-
Well, then can we go to the relationship counselor? Like I keep asking.
I'm not intrigued by either of you anymore. I
Wow.
can sort of sense
lost
where
that spark?
in the fish tank you're going to be hiding. Andrew's,
I'm in the pirate ship every time. Spoiler.
I'm behind the rock.
and I
I mean,
am bored
it's a
with
small
it.
tank. It's a small tank, and you gotta.
No, I agree. I have a problem with that. It's an attention thing. I agree. I do need to work on that. I want to grab my phone right now. It vibrated against my leg, but I'm listening. And that,
Do you ever
And-
get the phantom vibrations against your leg? I get those sometimes.
Maybe you had a little femoral artery seizure.
should I check? Because I'd like to check right now if I could.
Nope. I'm writing down
Okay.
number 4. Don't look at the phone while talking to others.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Oh, jeez.
And I
Don't
think
make
this
it
goes.
punitive just because I went at you.
I'm not gonna. You
No
need-
Adams can use phones.
Okay. I think, and this goes for everybody, I think we need to tone down the passive aggressiveness.
I hear that.
I think, and producer Ron, God, I love you, producer Ron, loves you to death. Producer Ron can come in with some hard passive aggressiveness. And Andrew is quite literally the worst human being by text. I don't.
Wow. The worst human being
Through text.
through text.
Through
Andrew, you
text.
know how many humans there are on the planet?
But I know, and Ben has texted most of them. So this is pretty damning to me. The worst part about this challenge is I have nothing to turn around on Adam, because Adam is a pretty good.
Yes.
He uses his phone pretty responsibly. He uses his phone well.
What?
Nothing jumps out to
I
mind.
have one.
Oh, what?
Answer the fucking texts.
Sometimes he's not quick with responding, but he always has a good reason. He'll be like, I was with my kid.
When we're having a thread about work, jump in.
That's true.
Get
We do
in
go
there.
on some pretty big runs, some joke runs, and Adam is nowhere to be found because he's actually being a present dad / husband.
Andrew gets it.
which is kind of a mark on him where we're concerned, but in real life, good for him.
No, I mean, here's what I will say about our text thread, because I do think this is an actual problem, is that we will have like an idea for a podcast challenge. Like, okay, let's do this. And then there will be 35 texts taking that idea in different directions. And producer Ron has even suggested, let's take it to email and talk about the podcast episodes via email, because then we'll have 35 texts about the challenge, taking it in 10 different directions, and then jokes, and then memes, and then Andrew's food, and then back to the challenge. And so it's like there's a lot going on in this thread that's inefficient.
It's called human communication. Deal with it.
We're blurring the line. We're blurring the fucking line is the problem. Is this business? Is this friendship? We gotta fucking choose a side. And I choose business because I don't consider any of you friends.
Thank you, Adam. That's what I wanted to say.
I like the jokes in the thread. I like being funny in the thread. But I also like getting to business efficiently.
I'd wonder, how does this make the world better? You know what I mean? And
Well, if I'm one of the worst people in the world at texting,
Right.
improving my texting can't help but improve the world, right?
I agree. I agree with that. That's all I've got.
I agree with that.
agree with Andrew.
I mean, I think the Grawlix running as efficiently as possible makes the world a better place. That's undeniable.
We could use a tune-up. And I think everyone who communicates by chat has found themselves in some group chat situation where maybe they're being steamrolled. Maybe they can't get a word in. Who knows? Who knows? Everyone could use a little etiquette.
Yeah, that's true.
A little etiquette in chat.
And everybody finds, there's always somebody passive aggressive in the chat or something like that where you learn that you think you're like, oh, I hate this person.
But you might not. It might just be because of their text
Well, that's
etiquette.
part of the problem of texting is that there's no context. So much of text communication is your projection on what they're saying. All the more reason to...
It's so sad there isn't context because text is literally in the word context. Mind's
Isn't that-
blown yet?
Isn't the world a
Mind's
magical
blown
place?
yet, guys?
Ben's just opening door after door after door after door.
Whoa, dude. Hang on, Morpheus. Let me finish swallowing this pill. Can I have some water?
All right, Adam, what do we have down for so far?
Okay, yeah. What are the parameters?
All right, we've already got 6.
I get it.
We've got
Formed
6.
thoughts. No text before 9 a.m. unless you fall down a well.
Andrew, would you like me to read from the list, or would you like to fucking cobweb your brain, or should I just take
I
the
think
notes?
I was doing a fine job. But yeah, why don't you read from the list?
You know what, chicken? Get out to the barnyard, start pecking.
These old country threats of yours, Adam, aren't working anymore, okay?
Old country threats.
Old country threats. That's like the back of an old country buffet is me just threatening people.
Yeah, you want...
It's your new biscuit buffet place, Old country threats.
Old country threats. Boy, that has a whole different scary connotation when you think about it.
Okay. What are our parameters?
So what we've written down is no text pre 9 a.m. We need to respect Andrew, his wake up hours, and I agree with that. That's not really
sake.
cool. Yes, you, me, and Ron are watching the sunrise together, and we have things to say.
Sick
But
fucks.
Andrew wakes up at 9. And we can respect that.
I think it's adorable. You think he wakes up at 9. I'm not even going to fucking... Okay. Even producer Ron is not...
I said, I didn't say I wake up at 9. I just said, how about 9? How about we start
That's when he's
at
ready
9?
for business. That's when he's ready for business.
He's
No
not
pre
ready
9 a.m.
for...
text.
Okay. Anyway.
Gather your thoughts before texting. Gather them.
And put them into...
A paragraph. I know what a paragraph is.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, number 3, moderate your GIF use.
Ben.
You guys are fucking assholes. These are quality gifts.
You're not making these gifts. You're not hard at work down in the fucking GIF factory.
I don't need Ben to get into making GIFs himself. I just, choose 1 or 2 of your faves and not 100 of them.
Oh, what? Can I put that caveat in there then? Just
What?
let me put a caveat.
Sure.
It's okay if I use my own gifts.
If you make homemade gifts, send as many as you like.
Yeah.
Do you know the Pandora's box you just opened, Andrew?
Do you know how low quality Ben's computer is? We're maybe getting one. Don't worry.
Oh, you can't
All right,
wait.
let's keep
dude.
going down the list.
Okay.
Don't look at the phone while talking to others.
I thought that, you know what? You know what's
this is
fucked
so-
up about this challenge? Just stop for a minute. We came in this hot and heavy at Andrew, but now I feel like I'm getting the brunt of this bullshit. I feel like you guys double backed on me. You took an enfilade or a defilade.
We found a little switchback trail down
and now
Benroy
I'm like,
Hill.
Go. Where are they? They're behind me. All of you are, and
Here's the thing. Sometimes you think the hen's in the barnyard. It's back in the hen house watching you.
What is it with chickens today?
He's
What-
really has this whole. It's both the aquarium and the
Yeah,
barnyard.
but it's more poultry heavy than I've ever seen Adam before.
Trying a new thing on for 2022. Number 5.
I call it mother hen. It's cool. It's
He's mother
really
henning
cool.
us.
I'm mother henning it, dude. Number 5, tone down the passive aggressiveness, motherfuckers.
And Adam can do that because that's aggressive.
Yeah, that's straightforward.
Yep.
Number 6, be clear about your qualms. Don't worry about hurting feelings. If someone says, hey, let's try this in the pod, say, I don't like that, boom. And maybe that'll lead to 15 other texts, but we all are friends. Just be very direct and don't do 30 texts sort of deviating from a good idea, in my opinion.
But still nothing before 9. I can't go. I can't launch
with the
off
exception
before
if
9.
you're in a well.
If you fall down a well, then yes.
Okay. All right. What happens if I put myself in the well just to get Andrew
I think it
away?
counts. I think it's
That's
I think it's let it go
that's
off.
part of the passive aggressive shit. You put yourself in a well on purpose to fuck with me. It doesn't get any more passive aggressive. What are you doing?
All right. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break? Why don't we listen to some live stand-up comedy from our show the last Saturday of every month at the world-famous Bug Theater. Get your tickets now to see the show. show live. If you live out of town, come and see it live.
No one
Fly
is doing
in, spend the
that.
weekend in Denver. They are going to do it, and stop it.
Stay at Ben's house.
Come to visit.
This is a great clip. This is a great clip from one of our favorite comics. We brought her in from Los Angeles. You are going to love this clip. Please enjoy Lizzie Cooperman, and we will be back, thanks to the magic of podcasting, with the results of this challenge.
Stay tuned.
No, I've been texting with this guy. He uses that emoji that's laughing so hard it's crying at everything he says. Yeah, like won't even be a joke. He'll be like, "Hey, Lizzie." He's like, "I just bought the world's largest Lego set." I'm like, that doesn't warrant that emoji. He's like, "What should I do with it?" I'm like, return it. He's like, "I think I'm gonna blow it up and put it on YouTube." I'm like, if you're laughing so hard you're crying, I actually looked it up on WebMD. It's actually a neurological disorder. There's actually something terribly wrong. And it's also like, that would be so exhausting. If you were doing that after everything you said, it's like, go home, relax, do a cucumber mask. You're dampening everything around you. Except me. Everything except me.
Get out of the trenches of tedious tasks like managing order fulfillment and start growing your business with ShipStation. They'll help increase profitability by automating your workflow with their simple, easy-to-use dashboard. With it, you can pretty much do everything you need to quickly and easily. Update order information, print labels, compare rates, optimize shipments, and even set up automatic delivery notifications. And it doesn't matter where you sell. Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, ShipStation can integrate pretty much anywhere online. Another great thing about ShipStation? They can help reduce costs with industry-leading discounted rates from some of the biggest mail carriers. You might even be able to get up to 89% off USPS and UPS rates. So, make this year your most profitable one yet. Sign up for your free 30-day trial at ShipStation.com and use the code Spotify. That's ShipStation.com with the code Spotify.
We're back. It's a week later. Through the magic of podcasting, time has elapsed.
Love it.
Yes, I love that
And
sound.
we have been doing this challenge pretty steadfastly, I'd say. What do you guys think?
Oh, yeah. I think it's great.
Okay. Ben's been having a hard week, and we'll get into that. We took this challenge to have better texting etiquette, and we laid down some rules, and we'll just remind you what they are. Rule 1, no text before 9 a.m. Rule 2, gather your thoughts before you text, no scatterbrain horse shit.
Okay.
Rule 3, moderate your memes. Rule 4, do not look
And
at your
gifs.
phone while talking to others. It's not a texting rule. However, it is a rule one should live by. And we combined rules 5 and 6, tone down the passive aggressiveness in your texting, but hand in hand with that is be clear about your problems. We're all friends. Don't be afraid to hurt feelings or be honest.
Okay.
We all know we love each other. No need for passive aggression. Just be direct. Those were the rules we've been living by and dying by.
Oh, can we
this
also,
past week.
point of parliamentary procedure, can we acknowledge that on Rule 3, moderate your memes or GIFs?
Yes.
There was a
Yep.
subsection A on that said that
There
I
was.
was allowed to use GIFs so long as I made them myself. And I just...
So let's just clear the air right now. What a tremendous mistake I made. If you will recall from the first half of this episode, I so foolishly, like Icarus flying toward the sun, said that Ben was free to send us gifts as long as he made them, because I didn't think that Ben knew how to make gifts. Also, Ben's computer is so clogged up with fucking black market porn, like a fucking YMCA shower drain. He can't even fucking podcast correctly on his laptop. I was like, there's no way Ben is sending us gifts. The absolute hailstorm of gifts we got from Ben immediately. I don't know where this latent talent has been hiding.
Yep.
Why have you been sending us all this stock bullshit? Like, oh, it's the kid from the Sandlot. wait. No, this whole time, you could have been making your own gifts. So, Ben, wow, Patreon supporters, buckle up, because you're about to get a serious upgrade to your disturbing, mostly nude GIF library featuring
of all-
Ben. The best one was Ron pointed out Ben's doing some dance shirtless, and Ron was like, it looks like your belly button is chewing something, and it does. It's so disturbing. It's amazing.
Well, Andrew, now that you've got that out of the way, why don't we go around and see how everybody felt they did? And then when we're done, we'll have Ron come on and give us the actual stats.
All right.
I have to piggyback this before we even move on because I kind of was like, Andrew's right. Ben's not going to figure this out. Within minutes, Ben had an app on his phone and was sending gifts that were all his face being like, heard that? And just stupid shit. And like, but they escalated over the course of the week. And Ben, I've always known you don't give a fuck. But like, Ben, 2022 divorced COVID Ben is a level of unhinged I didn't think you could get to. And I love it. I'm afraid of it. I don't know where it's going. But I fucking love it. Ben sent one GIF that was him face down on a hotel bed, pantless, like humping the fucking bed.
That was pretty much the
I thought my phone would block that shit. I didn't think it'd be allowed.
the
to send
nadir.
that shit. It's unreal the levels you're getting to, Ben.
Anyway, that'll be available to you, stalwart Patreons.
Oh, God, you're just...
Oh,
okay.
boy.
Well, okay.
So yeah, we'll go. I'll go last since I was called out on the challenge. One of you can go first.
You know what? Why don't I go first? I'll just start.
How do you think you did? How do you think you did? Clearly,
I knocked it out of the park.
You
with
learned
the
how to make
gift
gifts,
stuff.
if nothing
I'm gonna
else.
go down through the rules.
Yeah.
Okay, number one, with the no text before 9 a.m., I feel like I think I went outside of that boundary once, maybe. But at one point, I was in a different time zone doing some shows. So
that wasn't the asterisk. The asterisk was, are you in a well? Were you in a well in another time zone? Because that was the asterisk.
In a well of my own making, if that makes sense.
An emotional well.
I
Nice.
had fallen in some sort of, emotional well. But I think
So you're your own baby Jessica right now.
I am.
Wow.
I am.
You're an emotional
I am on
baby
my
Jessica.
own, and everybody is glued to their TV to see if I'm going to be able to pull myself out of it.
Well, if these gifts are any indicator, probably not. Probably not.
Number two, gathering my thoughts. I think that was not one necessarily that I need to do. I don't tend to send tons of text bubbles back and forth, but we'll see what happens with that one.
I agree. I think Ben's pretty on point. Obviously, if there's a riff going, Ben's going to ride that riff.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're direct when you need to be direct.
Right. Rule number 3, moderate my memes or GIFs. I nailed this. I think we've all just talked about this. I haven't sent you all a single stock GIF in almost a week.
Yeah, I gave you a loophole, and wow, did you explode through it like a breech birth. Jesus Christ.
No, I don't, and I appreciate the original GIF work because, like, I don't understand the internet anymore. But, like, if people are buying NFTs and shit, you're going to want an original Ben Roy GIF. These are only
these
going
NFTs
to
of
increase in
him
value.
dry humping a hotel bed. Forget about it. You're rich.
it's the
Your
Mona
kids are going
Lisa.
to college.
You know what's funny about that is that GIF was me throwing a tantrum. It wasn't me dry humping, but apparently my sex looks tantrum-esque. So I didn't.
That is where you're driving to with every bit. So whether it's sexual whining or the act out of.
Yeah, we determined that recently.
I mean, you weren't wearing pants or underwear, and
I
you were
was totally
rhythmically
nude.
pounding
And
the
it's
bed.
Once again, a cautionary tale. More so, guys, take the comforter off of the hotel bed. They don't wash that.
Another perk for our patrons is a list of all the hotels that Ben has stayed in,
I
so
went
you can avoid
dick
them.
down on the Hilton Garden Inn this time, and
Love a HGI. Love an
Rule
HGI.
number 4: don't look at your phone while talking to others. Yeah, I didn't do any of that shit. I'm just gonna be flat out honest. This one is real tough to me. It is. It's a really hard one because it vibrates, and then I'm like, who is it? Is it someone more interesting than you guys? And that's always been
And it
Yeah,
always
it
is.
is.
That's the problem.
And then rule number 5, tone down the passive aggressiveness. Be clear about your qualms. We're all friends here. I think I did that. I don't think I'm usually too passive aggressive in my texts. I don't think so. I'll usually state what I feel, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I feel like I was good on that. And I really tried to just state exactly what I thought. So that's where I'm at. Adam, are you going next?
Okay. Adam, how about you?
Sure, I'll go next. Number 1, no text before 9 a.m. I think, like Ben, I maybe fucked that up once or twice, but then I quickly got right in the habit of it.
Well, see, Adam, here's the thing. You're an early bird.
Yeah, my kids got me up at 5:50, dog. I am a very early bird.
Yeah.
Ron on one text said, like, hey, I waited till 9:01 to send this text, and I was like, oh, yeah, that jogged my diligence to number 1. So I got better at it.
And I appreciate it.
Number 2, gather your thoughts. Never a problem for me.
You usually are good
Swish,
like that.
Nailed
Yeah.
it. Number 3, moderate your memes. I do memes in response to Ben's memes and gifs. I never initiate, and I was so gobsmacked by what Ben was giving me this week. I could only respond, you're deranged, you're unhinged. I didn't do any gifs or memes.
Okay.
Don't look at your phone while talking to others. Rule 4, I tend not to do that. I don't think I did. Tone down the passive aggressiveness. Be clear about your qualms. I'd be curious to see how I did on this one.
I think you're generally pretty good about this. I will say you usually are. You speak what you feel for the most part.
Speak my heart. It's part of sucking the marrow out of life.
Yeah,
There's no time.
there isn't.
He's a suck and speak. That's what we
speak.
call him.
I suck the
It's
marrow
a
and I speak my
psychological
heart.
profile.
It's a suck and speak. It's a new kid developmental toy. The suck and speak. Ben, I nailed all these because this is not a challenge about me. I'm not the fucking problem.
You're
Let's
right.
go to the guy of the group who is the
Yeah,
problem.
it's Andrew.
Okay,
let's
all
do it.
right. Oh, Jesus. All right, number 1, no text
You're not
before
even
9
awake.
a.m. Crushed it. Slammed it. Yeah, sorry. But I did
Sleeping off a
appreciate
sweet
you all.
D&D sesh.
God.
Yeah, I was. That's not even an insult to me. So you're right. Thank you for complimenting me. Rule number 2, gather your thoughts. This one I tried to do because I was
Nice
accused
try.
of... Hey. It's how I thought I
This
did.
is Andrew's report on how
Okay,
he thinks he
sorry,
did.
sorry.
We're gonna get to the data in a moment. I tried to... I before I would send a text, I'd be like, okay, well, just take a beat. Think about everything you want to say. And a few times, I would text a follow-up text because something popped into my mind after I sent the first text. That's just the way brains work. But I did try. I'll be curious how I did. Number 3, moderate your memes. Not an issue for me. I don't send stock memes. I don't send stock gifts. I was accused of sending a lot of pictures of food, which, again, I usually send pictures of food when I made the food, and I'm like, hey, check this out. I made this food, and it was like tricky or something. I'm not like, hey, I scrambled eggs, guys. Look at my frying pan. I try to make it like
Can
notable.
I interject on that? I
food
want to apologize.
pictures.
That was petty on my part when I brought that up. I was taking a shot at the knees. I actually don't mind when you send photos of the food you make. I think it's. I'm always like, whoa, that looks delicious. I'm always intrigued. Like, I'm always interested and impressed by the stuff you make. I was feeling sensitive, and I said some things I probably didn't mean. Okay,
Ron?
Well, I
Ron,
appreciate.
can we insert a TV audience? Aww.
there it is.
Right there?
There it is.
Because that was really nice.
Wow.
That was very nice. And that's
Yeah.
why we do these
Is
challenges.
that the first apology in Grawlix Saves the World history?
I don't know.
think it might be.
I don't know, but that was nice. That was nice.
Let's
A
not
retraction?
stand around
The first
underneath its awning for too long, or I'll take it back. So let's go ahead. Let's keep moving.
This is a dangerous part of Rift City. You don't hang out in
You
it.
better
Yeah.
quit. You better plow through it.
Sentimentality Alley. Sentimentality.
Sentimentality.
Sentimentality alley.
Yeah.
Okay, rule number 4. Don't look at your phone when talking to others. Again, this is one I think I'm pretty good at for the most part. I guess when I'm on a remote call while we're like doing the small talk, I'll be like checking stuff, just trying to get all my ducks in a row. But by and large, I don't think I have an issue with that. I'll be curious to hear if other people think I do.
No, you're not a monster. Andrew.
Well,
There's only one monster in this trio.
Perhaps, honestly, the most cartoonish thing that you said out of that whole thing was that you have ducks to put in a row. Your dogs have killed all the ducks on your property.
Yeah, the Huskies would kill him immediately, but metaphorical ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no ducks. Rule number 5, tone down the passive aggressiveness and be clear about your qualms and what you're communicating. This one I tried to do well at, but I clearly did not do well at, because Ron and I, we were chatting about our pod within a pod, boy crazy, and it was kind of, we were kind of chatting about ideas for it, and I did not communicate my ideas clear enough, because Ron was like, didn't you read what I said? I said this. And I was like, I was saying this, and we were going back and forth. So I clearly did not communicate that clearly.
That was the tensest our text thread got all week. I popped popcorn, and I was like, how's this going to end? I was just watching.
It didn't feel that tense to me, but
I was naked, face down on the comforter in my hotel room, riveted.
Is that just how you spend all your time in a
Yes.
hotel room?
But my neck has
Wow, the
been bothering
smear
me.
on that comforter. Ugh.
And I have to be face down. It's not entirely sexual.
It's practical.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I feel like I did. But we don't have to go by feelings on this podcast because we have raw, hard data. Let's go to the rock hard stat shot featuring Ronnie D. Ron, give us the numbers.
Triple Doppler.
Oh my God. Hi, everybody. It's producer Ron.
Get ready to take some stats straight across the bow.
Right in the eye. Ooh, I got a little stat in my eye, but it was worth it.
You got a stat infection, bro?
I got a bad stat infection. All right, I have some stats for everybody. I'm going to run through what you actually did. First of all, 205 texts over the past week.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's low for us.
That's
got to
low.
be low.
That's very
That's
low.
low.
That is outrageously low. I think the three of you attacked this challenge by just not communicating at all.
I will freely admit that there were many times where I went to send a text to you all and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna, because I had all these checklists I had to go through and I was like, I'll just not send the text.
I've got my little digital well-being thing on my phone, and historically, we as a group, over the course of a week, we text over 1,000 times to one another per week.
That's disgusting.
We run through about 1,000 texts a week. This week, 205.
But part of it is that you guys are my best friends, and I love you guys. And I
Reprisal of
Studio audience.
Yeah.
They love it.
17 GIFs.
That's it? Jesus, I literally would have guessed 70.
17 GIFs. One of them was a gag from Adam. Right as soon as we finished the first half of this episode, Adam immediately sent a GIF of Tony Stark. The other 16 were me and Ben having a good time.
yeah.
and those will be on Patreon. Maybe we'll throw one out as a enticing fucking bone for the audience.
Should I put the bone in it?
No.
Well, I mean, if we're
No.
going to toss out
No.
a bone, guys,
There was one photo of butter toffee. There was one photo of butter toffee.
I genuinely made the butter toffee. It was delicious.
Butter toffee.
It looked delicious, and I got to go with Ben and say I love your food posts.
yeah,
Keep them
keep
coming.
the food posts coming.
She was great. Butter toffee. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, so now getting into the actual.
Hold on, I'm still on his butter toffee thing. That was monstrous. That he would dare go there as a professional comedian was monstrous to us and the audience.
Oh man! All right, getting into the actual rules. No text before 9 a.m. Congratulations, fellas. At least in the Mountain Time Zone, 0 texts were sent before 9 a.m.
What?
You're welcome, Andrew.
Oh, felt so good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will confess, I had draft texts ready to go almost every day of the week, just waiting for the clock to strike 9.
Andrew's got to know this shit.
Then I flipped the sign to open. Hit me. Hit me.
We never discussed an end time, however, so there were lots of texts after 9 p.m., which we know Adam probably doesn't get.
I had that exact thought.
If I were
Yeah.
doing it over again, I would say we should probably put an end time to our day, or at least no more business after a certain time.
But there could be some pleasure.
Yep. Rule 2, gather your thoughts. The way I tallied up the gather your thoughts rule was this is the number of times that someone texted more than 3 times in a row.
I like that.
That's sort of the universal rule. You don't triple text. That's bad etiquette. That happened 6 times. 2 of those times were gags. 3 of them were Andrew. One of those times that Andrew did it, he texted twice in a very natural, normal way, like people do, and then he added an apology for texting twice.
He's learning. He's feeling it out.
And then one of them was me, but I did so with permission. I asked permission to put in a wall of text, and you guys let me do it.
But Adam and I stayed out of the triple text territory.
You stayed out of triple text territory. Nobody else in the thread texted more than 2 times in a row.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good. Okay.
Interesting.
Rule number 3, moderate your memes or GIFs. As I said before, 17 GIFs. Ben and I, man, I had so much fun making my own GIFs. I don't feel like I need to use the stock ones ever
I will
again.
never use another GIF in my entire life. I will never use another
So
stock
already
one.
this challenge
This was
was
a big
huge.
one.
Again,
Changed the very digital landscape of Earth with this challenge.
Andrew Pandora boxed this motherfucker, and it's that box.
I
is
take full
open.
responsibility. When I'm led to prison because of this,
Yeah.
I'll accept it.
This is only
So,
going to end
thank you.
badly.
Rule number 4, don't look at your phone while talking to others. You have all done it already during this recording session. So I can't honestly say how you did in real life, but I can tell how you're doing here.
Probably great. Probably
That's
really
not
good.
my phone. It's a framed picture of me.
That is in like a beveled
just-
little
yeah.
case.
And I look at it every now
And you
and
just
again.
gently stroke your thumbs over it,
So you could, whenever
It's
you're sitting in a waiting
phone-sized.
room or something. Yeah.
and you stroke
Yep.
its face
Just-
with your
Oh,
thumbs.
wow.
Yes.
Oh my God. Rule number 5 and 6, I'm merging together here. Tone down the passive aggressiveness. Be clear about your qualms. There were 2 instances of passive aggressive behavior in the text thread this week. Number 1
Yes.
was when Ben said to me, well, I appreciate you finally getting that out to me.
No, okay, that was not a passive aggressive challenge. Like I did not.
Finally.
That sounds like passive aggressive
I
language
did not.
to me.
That's
When
not
you
good.
say
I
something
truly
like
did not, and I will be honest, I did not mean it like finally, because you said it took a while, and I was like, well, I appreciate you finally getting it to us.
Oh, okay.
To Ben's credit, I made a joke about it being passive aggressive, and then he, in a separate text message to me, he was like, dude, I hope that didn't really sound passive aggressive. I'm so sorry. He was very nice about it. It was very
I did not, and I could see how it would, but that's where texting gets fucked up, is that you can read that as me being shitty.
That's
Although the most true and honest and most very distinctly Grawlix way that you all 3 were passive aggressive this week, or me and Adam and Ben were passive aggressive, was when Andrew suggested a truly terrible challenge idea, and it just received radio silence from all of us.
I remember
the
that.
Wordle challenge. This is a great challenge.
I disagree.
You guys are Philistines that don't play Wordle. That's why.
I'll say what I couldn't say in the text message. I don't see how Wordle helps the world in the slightest. It's a distraction from
What, are
the
you
world's
kidding
problems,
me?
and no way we're not doing that as an
Guessing
episode.
words, it's a skill you'll use for life. Are you kidding me? Being able to guess a word? Get the fuck out of
Probably
here.
what's more
Well,
telling
anyway,
about that
I thought it'd be fun.
as a problem with my text message etiquette is that I don't remember that at all. I don't remember reading or seeing that.
I do remember reading it. In my head, I thought, not a great challenge. But I thought, I can get into this, and it'll take 35 texts to dismount from this, or I can
All right.
ignore it.
You know,
And
I thought it
nothing
would
will
be
happen.
a fun one. We could do it with listeners, and it could be like a real time challenge. Let's see who does the best over a week. I thought it'd be fun. You know what? I'll go fuck myself.
Finally.
See you guys
And I didn't
later.
even need to type
Jesus.
it. And I didn't even need to text it, and he got what I wanted to say.
Silence is the Grawlix no. I have learned this over the last 2 years of being in a text thread with you guys. So I knew what was going on.
That's the hard no. If people say no in the Grawlix thread, it's like, you know, maybe you can get the 2/3 vote, but silence, it's not happening.
Listeners at home, if you disagree and you think a Wordle challenge would be amazing, let us know. But for now, I'm saying no freaking way to that.
Yeah, we'll do it if people want to. But I don't remember that at all. And
No, because the very next thing that you texted, Ben, was a photo of you holding up badonk shorts. So no, you didn't notice.
I didn't even see it. I think I was at. Was it during while the show may have been going on, and I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know when I just
don't know.
sent it.
But it was there. It's not like
I'm
it's not there in
so
the thread.
busy. I'm just so busy on stage.
Dude, Ron,
and
that was excellent data keeping.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes,
that
thank you for
makes
the
it
rock
very
hard
crystal
stat
clear.
shot with Ronnie D.
I have a question for all three of you though. Before we wrap this up, are there any new rules that you would implement?
Oh.
I will also say it was kind of boring on the text thread this week. I thought that this challenge was going to be great and that I wanted to clean things up and be more efficient. I definitely wanted this challenge for us, but I kind of like the messiness. I enjoyed it.
I don't know if efficiency and fun have ever been bedfellows. I think that is often one or the other. Yeah, I would change a rule. No gifts whatsoever from Ben of any kind, original or otherwise. Don't send me animated pictures anymore, you piece of shit.
I want to keep this rule of Ben's because I'm glued. It's a train wreck and I can't take my eyes off.
Yeah.
I want to know where this is going.
The rule I would add was probably no texts after. I think that's a great idea. After a certain time of night.
No business, like business hours.
Yeah. But overall, I'm kind of with you, Ron. I don't like this. I noticed we didn't talk as much. I enjoy our back and forths. I like going through. I'll read them. I think we come up with a lot of ideas and funny things when we're going back and forth like that. I like when you guys fight or when we fight. I think it's funny and in an odd way we work things out. Here's my take. I could be wrong. We've been doing this together, the four of us now, for a few years. Plus the three of us, myself, Adam, and Andrew, have been doing this, working together in one way or another for 13, 14 years. And I don't hate you guys. I still love being around you. I still talk to you in my free time. So I don't know. I it's not generating long-term animosity when it happens.
No, me neither. And I found the same thing. I missed you guys. I was like, there's not as many riffs and goofs. I think we were all afraid of stepping on the rules that were like, it's easier not to text. However, when Ron gives you the numbers like that, 1,000 weekly versus 200, I would argue we could come in somewhere between 7 and 8 and be great. 700 and 800 texts a week.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there is an efficiency that we were sniffing at with conducting business. Because we, as Andrew said, we mix business and pleasure in this text thread in the same breath. This is a funny joke / business for the pod. And so sort of compartmentalizing those in the best way we can, I feel is helpful.
Yeah, we get, here's a new challenge idea. Andrew made this. Adam, I like that challenge idea. Here's how we can make it. Ben, I'm crazy depressed and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And then Ron is like, that's a great idea. And then Ben's like, seriously guys, should I quit doing stand up? And then Adam,
We're like, Ben, we're trying to do this.
yeah. So I think it's great. I'm using this as therapy a lot lately. I think you're right, though, Adam. I think what we need to do is keep what we did around 200, 250, and about 500 more gifts a month. I think probably does it right. I don't know.
Okay, well, I wasn't saying exclusively gifts for all the texts getting us to that number, but yeah, I mean...
You're right, 300. Yeah, 300 more, 200 more conversation, and that's good.
And
I think we've dialed it in at
Andrew,
that
you
point.
had to like our respect for your 9 a.m. wake-up call.
It was nice. Yeah, it was like I said, I guess there's probably a setting on my phone that I could mute you specifically before then. I don't know. I've actually looked and I couldn't find it, but it's just, when you're laying there and your phone starts buzzing and then it buzzes again and again, it's like, oh shit, did I miss something? Did I miss an important thing? That's just one buzz doesn't usually wake me up. I'll sleep right through it. But it is that there's 35 texts sequentially here at whatever it is, 7:15 a.m. or something. That's
I agree.
Put your phone on
what
silent.
wakes me up.
No, but here's the thing.
Well, there's an emergency.
Having you and Adam, you're I will agree with this. Having a child that does not live with me, I keep the phone on all the time. I don't know.
Sure.
And now that especially with Milo, him going out and hanging with friends till later at night, probably past till when I like that. And there's been times where like a flurry of text comes in at late, and I definitely check it because I'm like, well, did something happen? Something I should know about?
And it's me talking about Star Wars. Sorry.
But
Or it's Milo being like, holy shit, Dad, Adam showed up to this party. Everybody's freaking out asking him for autographs.
Adam, we have to talk about you going to these
It
high
is-
school parties
Milo
because it
texts me,
is
tells me
not
where
cool.
they are.
It's not
People
cool.
can't believe I'm there. They all want photos.
and I
shit.
want you to know,
Rules.
Adam,
Yeah, they
I'm
think you're an
fine that you
undercover
go to his parties,
cop.
but stop making Milo get you beers. Like it's you know.
He knows everybody.
weird.
I get boxed
It's
out
weird.
at the keg.
I have a couple of rule suggestions that I think would actually help us, and I think would also help listeners at home who are dealing with this sort of situation in their own lives. When a question is asked, answer it. Just if somebody asks a question in a text message thread, answer the question, and nobody else change the subject until everybody's had a chance to answer.
That's fair. That's
that
fair.
would definitely reduce stress. Friday, 9:08 a.m., I asked a question about doing a boy crazy every month, and Adam responded immediately. That sounds reasonable. Ben responded. That all sounds great to me. Andrew's answer came 90 minutes later, and all it was ha ha ha. It's completely
That's a
out of
Grawlix.
context.
That's my Grawlix. Yes, that's
No,
we
this-
all know.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the efficiency. Then we transferred that over to an email, and we got some work done
and we-
in the Boy Crazy email thread.
Yeah. I sent Ron an email chatting about it, a dense, meaty Arby's sandwich of an email.
Yep. So,
An
that,
Angus mail.
that would make things a lot easier. Just if people, give people a chance to answer. Everybody's on different schedules. And for us specifically, because we have to do, sometimes you're in a group text and you need shit to get done. I think we could sound the earnestness horn in the text thread
Holy
and say, look,
shit, this is
I don't
huge.
need riffs right now. I just need an answer.
Maybe we should come
so
up
maybe
with a
we
horn.
can try that
like
as
if,
well.
If we do a GIF of a horn,
There's
I would
already an
love-
emoji of a
I
little
have
trumpet,
ideas
so-
already for horn and the way that we could no.
I
think
absolutely do not want to see you playing a trumpet with your butthole. No.
I do have other ideas besides that one. I mean,
No, you don't. And we know. Give me one other idea right now off
I
the
have
top of
to
your
put
dome.
pen to paper. I have to get some thoughts down.
Exactly.
I can't just do it right now. You took the one that came to me the quickest. But that doesn't mean that that's the
In
truth.
general, though, I think you all did really great.
You think we did well, Ron?
I think you did really well. I think you followed the rules. I am not actually sure, and I want to ask you, do you think this made the world a better place, and would you continue to follow these rules?
I think anything that makes you examine how you communicate with people digitally in these ways that can be misused and misinterpreted is never a bad idea, because we've all taken text messages the wrong way. We've all been in like some sort of digital communication thing of like, oh, this person didn't respond to me. Did I say something wrong? Did I like make this person mad? And you spend, 24 hours just like, I guess maybe I phrased that weird. And then they respond, and to them, they just spaced it. But to you, you're like, I think I damaged a friendship. I think examining your habits and how you treat these means of communicating, never going to be a bad idea to just be cognizant of that.
I'd like to piggyback that with also, we're obviously friends and we fuck with each other, so we're not really too worried about hurting each other's feelings by asking for this specific request within a text thread. But I also think if you're in it, like, I know people who've been in family threads and it's kind of like a toxic thing. One person will bombard with suggestions for, especially now in the political times we live, it's like, right-wing shit they don't want to hear or left-wing shit they don't want to hear. And I think you could also pull back and say, hey, this thread isn't working for me in this way. Can I ask this of you, or can I ask this of this thread? And I think that's totally fine. Just, you can examine your own behavior, but if you're also in a text thread that you don't like or it's not working for you, I think it's okay to say, hey, let's look at some of the ways we're doing this and see if we could do it better for everybody, just as like peace of mind and mental health.
I agree with all of that. And also, I would add that you, as the recipient of text messages, you have to kind of adjust your understanding of what is happening. And when people are on text, it's a lot of times stream of consciousness. People don't fully think about every word they type out and how that could be perceived. So sometimes just asking for honest clarification rather than going to an assumption, I think little things like that help improve text-to-kit.
Yeah. If you even suspect that something could be taken the wrong way, it costs you nothing to clarify that with that person.
Yeah.
At all. Like, instead of just assuming, like, they know what I meant. No, maybe they don't.
I want to thank you all for stepping over Ben saying text-to-kit. I hate that. Let's not be passive-aggressive about it.
Yep.
That is a terrible pun.
Yeah, no, we don't even need to stop for these
That's not-
obstacles in the road. We can steer around
Ron,
them.
this isn't a text thread.
Oh, sorry.
I
My
didn't
bad.
come up with text-to-kit. That's what it's called.
Well, we hate it either way. But yeah, I think I'd also like communicating at internet speeds. Everything is like boom, 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 boom. So if you're like having a back and forth with someone and then they don't respond, you're like, oh, what the fuck? What's happening? And it's like, maybe they're driving. Maybe they're eating lunch. Maybe they're taking care of their kid. Who knows what they're doing? So
I think that that's part of it. There's this feeling with texts that it has to be answered immediately. There is nothing wrong with taking a minute or taking a few minutes, gathering your thoughts on how you feel about it. But I know I've sent texts before and I'm like, they didn't respond immediately. And I'm like, fuck them. They must not be fucking, you don't know what that other person is doing on the other line. I think there just needs to be more patience in general.
Right. I could be taking a bath, drinking a wine, thinking about the text you sent me, Ben, figuring out how to respond to it.
Yeah.
Savoring
at
it.
11 a.m. frequently.
It takes me a while sometimes to think about how to best.
Adam, it's that picture again. No one is fooled. You're in the tub with the framed photo of you. No one.
Gently stroking.
It's a really good photo. I'll send you guys all.
Just the two of us.
No, I totally agree with that, Ben. You're right. You don't need to have immediacy. It's like just people live their lives at different paces.
Yeah, I think that's what it is with Andrew. He is stream of consciousness a lot of the times rather than being like, let me think about in a full like one bubble thought like of
We
what.
would just open up the old mind sluice gate and see what pours out. Yeah, that's how I like to communicate.
That sound alone.
Well, I think this is a very good challenge. I think all of our listeners at home should do this. Examine it, and I guarantee you're in group threads and see if they're working for you or not. And boys, this is mostly working, I think we've determined. We missed each other. Let's try to land somewhere around 700-800 texts a week. And I think that'll be just fine.
There's no one more better suited for boy crazy than us because, wow, are we meeting the prerequisites?
Those of you that are listening, if you want, chime in on social media or if you subscribe to us on Patreon, tell us the rules that you follow with your friends through text. Tell us what you use. We'd love to hear your suggestions and thoughts. If at Grawlix Comedy on Twitter, we love that interaction. Let us know what you do.
Send us your phone numbers. We'll add you to the group thread.
Oh, man. Oh, do not do that, Adam.
And we'll give you Ben's number. We'll gladly send
Absolutely.
you Ben's
No,
private
let's-
number.
Yeah.
No problem.
Why don't we do this, guys? This was fun. But
It's a friendly doxing.
yeah, I get doxxed by you guys.
The gift game was only going to end.
You're lonely. By your own admission, are you lonely or not? Sorry, we tried to help you with this challenge.
There'll be some steamy, sultry gifts going up that you guys can use and haunt your
boy.
friends with. And maybe I'll make a couple
Yeah, I'll be
special
like, "Who is this?"
post-episode ones. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what hair
Ben's
lips the
stroking
governor.
his microphone as he does this. He's such a fucking pervert.
We're going to take another break and listen to some live comedy from our show that goes down the last Saturday of every month at the Bug Theater. We've got one of my favorite comics on here. He has an amazing comedy podcast called Valley Heat, which you have to check out.
It's so good.
Don't replace our podcast with that, but supplement it with
Supplement.
because it's good. Check out the Valley Heat podcast. Enjoy this comedy clip by Christian Duguay, and we will be back after this break with more show, including a little tease of next episode's challenge.
Stay tuned.
The hardest thing when you're in love with someone is the texting. Like, oh, I hope I don't text anything shitty. What if I say the wrong thing? Then you send the text, and it's like you're just floating naked in an ocean, just wondering, what happens? Am I going to be okay? And then she texts back, and it's like a little tugboat shows up. They give you a sandwich. Give you a little hope. 2 weeks ago, my ex-wife married the dude that she cheated on me with. Yeah, she did. She did it. She did. And I texted her, "Congratulations!" And she was like, "Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you." Smiley face. It's okay, you guys. This is fine. It's fine. And wouldn't that be great if in the vows, though, if it was like, do you promise to text her congratulations when she fucks another dude and marries him? Like, I do. I do promise. I do promise that I'll do that.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Now, right now,
Let
you're
the
noticing two things. Ben's gone full metal and Andrew's not here. Well, those facts align. Ben, tell them where Andrew is in the world.
Andrew right now is probably somewhere off the coast of Mexico on a cruise called Shipwrecked. Where he's doing stand-up. Such seminal musicians, future Hall of Famers like POD and
Sure.
Drowning Pool.
Yep.
And of course, Lamb of God.
Andrew's doing comedy on a heavy metal cruise right now. And we use the term heavy metal loosely because it's not good heavy metal.
No, it's a new metal cruise. This is a cruise spelled with a K.
Your boy didn't catch COVID this whole time, and he said, "God damn it, I'm sick of this. I want it in me. I want to see what the fuss is about." And he got on a ship.
Andrew has already got his lip pierced twice.
And it got infected between the piercings.
Yeah,
and he went
yeah.
back still.
He's dead set to have that side lip ring, and I can't wait to see what he comes back with. Ron said that he sent photos earlier from the tattoo buffet.
I know it's called Shipwrecked, but I've been referring to it as capsized in metal.
Yeah. Yep. He's actually probably in a very heated limbo of God line. Like instead of
Anyway, as Andrew said, it's literally paying his mortgage this month. So Godspeed, Orvidal. We hope you're doing well at sea. But from your numerous texts, we know that you're not. But Ben, I want to talk about this episode real quick. When Ron was giving us the stats, I was gobsmacked by the fact that we normally average 1,000 texts between each other. That's insane, and it made me upset. But then I remembered fucking Orvidal, instead of sending one text, we'll send 6, 7, 8, 9 texts. So that's why our numbers are inflated. I don't think we're a true 1,000 like we're a bunch of 13-year-old friends. I think Andrew's really inflating the fucking numbers. Just wanted to say that for the record.
if you watch him text, he gets going with his thumbs. He starts before he texts. He just sits there and his thumbs start.
Exactly right. That's
And then
not even
he-
a joke. He warms his thumbs up. They start moving before he's
They
texting.
start
You're
moving,
totally
and then he
fucking right.
hit send, send. He just has so many thoughts, and it's been very quiet since he's been out on the Drowning Pool cruise out off Cozumel. So everybody pray for Andrew.
Yeah, pray for Andrew.
Well, what a great episode! And thanks to Verizon Wireless for making.
T-Mobile, shout out T-Mobile.
Thanks for making it all happen, for giving us such a clear line. But no, this was a good challenge. I'm glad we did it. And honestly, it just made me appreciate you all. I have actually stuck with not sending texts before 9 a.m.
Me too.
And I'm trying not to send any late at night. So I think it's, at least in that, it's been helpful.
And I've almost dropped off the thread entirely, and the question is whether that's because of this challenge or I'm not doing well. But you'll just have to figure that one out on your own.
Well, you know what is doing well? How about this segue? Our live Grawlix show is kicking. It has been pure fire, as the kids say.
Pure fire.
Pure fire. And it is no different this month, January 29th, which is the Saturday, January 29th. World famous Bug Theater. We're back with a new one. We've got Hannah Jones and John Davis, local crushers. And then, Adam, tell them who we have for our headlining. Come on.
We've got Atsuko Akatsuka, who is so goddamn funny. I got to do a show with her at Sketchfest a couple years ago. She's blowing up. She's opening for Mike Birbiglia all over the place, and she's going to be live on our Grawlix stage, and you can get tickets at thegrawlix.com. You don't want to miss this one, guys. It's going to be a really good show. Plus, all 3 Grawlix boys with several eyes.
New material from all of us is going to be a good time.
See you there, y'all.
I wanted to also shout out, we have a Patreon page, patreon.com/Grawlix Saves. Thank you to all the amazing new folks who joined us and are participating and chiming in on the threads in there and suggesting challenges. We've got a lot lined up this year that we're going to use based off of all of you. And it really, truly means a lot to us. If you haven't checked it out, please do. There's all kinds of bonus content. There's the pod within a pod. Boy, crazy.
But particular to this episode, guys, and Ben's too humble to shout it out. There's NSFW Ben Roy gifts exclusively on Patreon, and his body is weird, and you got to see it.
It is weird. It's shapely, but unshapely.
Yes.
Do
The
you know
big
what I
parts
mean?
are little and the little parts are big. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's Seussian. It's Seussian in nature.
Also, what we do if you sign up as part of Patreon, we give you birthday shout outs. And we got to do some shout outs for the birthdays on January. And you know I love
Let's
this.
do it. Let's do it, Ben. And I'd like to challenge you. I want you to tell me if this person whose birthday it is was a bird, because this is Andrew's gone and I want to have some fun for me. What bird would this person be?
Okay,
what type
cool.
of bird would this person be?
Yep.
So I want to
Okay.
give a huge shout out to Melissa Armstrong, longtime fan. Happy birthday on Jan 11. What type of bird would Melissa be, Ben?
Oh, no doubt she would be a nuthatch.
A nuthatch.
A nuthatch.
Sure.
Very quick.
White-breasted, red-breasted.
I'm going to go white-breasted, very fluttery, very quick bird. One that gets in there and really picks all the choice seeds out of the suet. Do you know what I mean?
Real tree clinger, that Melissa Armstrong.
I
Why
gotta
don't
say
you
that.
Why don't you throw the next one to me, dog? Because I'm feeling it.
Okay, January 12th, big happy birthday to Chris Hurley, who, if Chris was a bird, would be
Shoveler. And now that's a duck, but it's got a big ass beak. It's not your little fucking beak duck. It is a shovel beak. And Hurley's out there and he's combing lakes for algae and insects and even fish hooks and trash. He's a shoveler on the lake. Happy birthday, Chris Hurley.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
I'm throwing the last one at you. This is a January 15th happy birthday to Annie Diadamo. It's her 21st birthday. Hey, way to
What?
celebrate by joining our Patreon. That's what I did when I turned 21. Ben, what type of bird is Annie?
Shit poke. That's what we used to call them in Maine, which is a type of heron. But the reason why we called them shit poke is when they take off, they defecate quite a bit when they leave the ground. And I just feel like Annie's the type of person that shits before taking off.
I mean, on your 21st birthday, you're going to get fucked up enough that you shit poke a little bit. So, Annie, get out there, shit poke with the best of them.
Let
Happy birthday
some
to
dump
you.
out before you head out on the town. Happy birthday,
That's all we're saying.
Annie.
Take a tip
And-
from the pros.
And if you want to get in on our Patreon page, you want these kinds of birthday shout outs, they're better than a cameo. I think so.
Hell yeah.
If you want to be a part of it, there's a link down in the show notes to this episode that you can click on, but it is patreon.com/Grawlix Saves. That's amazing.
And if you don't already, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Grawlix Comedy. Reach out. Tell us all your favorite episodes. Tell us what you think of Ben Roy's bod. Say hello. We want to hear from you.
Yeah. We also love to hear, do you use some of these text suggestions? Please let us know how it worked for you or what you do to maintain some control over your text.
Listen, couldn't do any of this without our super producer, the recently blocked from our group text, Ron Doyle. Ron, sorry to let you know this way, but we've blocked you.
You know what you
bud.
did. You know what you did, bud. Big thanks to Mike Henderson for all of his help recording our live show.
And all the secret recordings he does in the bathrooms, too.
Yeah. I forgot about that. What do we call him? Watergate Mike Henderson. That's what we've always called him.
Getting all the important audio.
As always, our theme music is brought to you by the succinct Charlie Continental. He is somebody that you don't get a lot of long text from. He understands how to form a cogent, reasonably sized thought bubble.
What a pro. Listen, next chow. What are we doing, Benny boy?
I got an idea, and this may be one of the tougher ones for me that we've ever done. People love to see uncomfortable Ben. Well, they're going to...
My God, they love it.
I don't want to give too much, but I think we should all take our thumbs and our index fingers, put them to our forehead, and pry open our third eyes. Do you know what I mean, bud?
I do. And I have not paid much attention to my third eye in a while. It's kind of like sealed shut. So I'm going to have to get out a Q-tip, get all the sleep out of it, and open that fucker up.
Would you say you're third eye blind?
You know, Ben, when you swish so hard and the net snaps, I feel it vicariously as if I shot the ball. I'm so proud of you.
Play us out, Charlie! I really thought that one was good.
Pray for Andrew. Pray for Andrew. Pray for Andrew.